Hi friends, welcome to A to Z Learning channel. This video is about IDFC First Bank. IDFC First Bank has been in the news lately, and more importantly, it is in the news for negative reasons. The stock price of IDFC First Bank is all over the place. Many people, many commentators, many retail investors invested in this stock thinking this will be the next HDFC Bank. Yes, HDFC Bank over the years have given great return to its shareholders, and IDFC First Bank under the leadership of Mr. V. Vaidyanath was seen as next HDFC Bank of India. So what has happened? And what is happening so that you as a retail investor get to know what to be watching out for, whether the bank is still robust enough for you to stay invested or invest more, or should you take this opportunity to exit and sell, or should you take this opportunity as a dip in the market to accumulate further in the stock of IDFC First Bank. We will analyze all this in this video for you, and most importantly, we'll do all this in a very simple and easy manner to follow. What we expect from you as you watch this video, first of all, we thank you for watching this video. But if you're liking the content that we're presenting and you think we at A to Z Learning are doing a good job, please press the like button and share this video with your friends and family. Also take the opportunity to subscribe to our channel A to Z Learning if you've not subscribed it yet. Become part of our viewer family by subscribing our channel, and you will have the chance to decide what topics we pick up for our future videos. Okay, so that's enough of marketing. Let's come back to the main reason we are having this video, which is let's take stock of all the latest news that's circling around IDFC First Bank. As always, let's kind of first take a note of the key facts. The key fact is stock price not so long ago was trading at around 60 rupees per share. Now it is 45. And when I last looked at today, it was also very close to 44. So overall, in a very short period of few weeks, the stock has lost 25% of its value, which is a big steep drop in the price, which is hurting number of investors. You and I as retail investors don't know what's happening, and therefore it's very important to go behind what stock price is indicating and try to make sense of what's going on. As in the opening, I said that the key issue that has been linked for the sudden fall in stock price of IDFC First Bank is their exposure to Voda-Idea. Vodafone Idea is a struggling company right now. It has got massive debt. It's the third largest telecom player in Indian market and has got decent customer base, but they're losing that customer base fast and quickly. On the top, they've got number of debts that they owe to the banks and various lenders. Companies loss making, and they're fast losing their high paying customers and only able to retain the customer which are low paying. So it's a concern. So a lot of people think that Voda-Idea may not survive. There are a lot of conversations going on. Some people think that telecom sector in a country like India has to have a minimum of 3 players, but who knows what will happen. As of now, the reality is that Voda-Idea as a business is a failed business. It's a loss-making business. They're struggling to meet even the interest on the debt that they owe. Forget about paying those debts. Vast majority of those debts are in the government's debt, but there are individual banks, including IDFC First Bank, which are exposed to Voda-Idea. So if Voda-Idea goes bankrupt, anyone who has lended to them will have that exposure. So where does IDFC First Bank stand? IDFC First Bank has got a total exposure of about 3,200 crores to Voda-Idea. And that's an important number for us to kind of keep in mind. So, and when you look at IDFC First size and having an exposure of 3,200 crore to one company is a significant portion of their total book of business. But just to kind of remind you, IDFC First Bank was a result of an amalgamation between IDFC Bank and the First Bank, Capital Owned First Bank. And and some of this book of business is their legacy book of business, which came from IDFC. IDFC was very prominent in terms of lending it to corporate, and there are a number of surprises that IDFC First Bank is still tackling. Right? Some of those surprises they would rather avoid, but they are where they are. So some of these legacy books, they had to kind of deal with it. So now let's understand these facts in greater detail with a view to assess what is the real exposure for the bank. First of all, let's kind of talk about Voda-Idea. It has got close to 2 lakh crore debt, but most of this is payable to the government. I think government has got about 1.7 lakh out of 2 lakh crore. Then there are other banks also who are exposed to Voda-Idea, and some of the names are SBI, Yes Bank. So these banks are also exposed to Voda-Idea going under. Now let's come back to IDFC because that's the main reason we are doing this video. As I said, 3,200 crore total exposure, but I think when you dive detail, you realize that bank had already identified Voda-Idea book as stressed asset, and therefore they started to provide for it. So out of 3,200 crore, 2,000 crore they have already provided for, which means 2,000 crore of 3,200 crore is already funded. So in a worst case scenario, if Voda-Idea goes bankrupt and IDFC First Bank is unable to get any payment from Voda-Idea, their real exposure, which will hit their P&L, is now 1,200 crore only. I know it's a still large sum of money, but in the context of the number that is driving the market sentiments and therefore putting pressure on the stock price of IDFC First Bank is 3,200, whereas real exposure is only 1,200 crore. So in that context, this becomes a smaller number. Now let's look at that. Even if it is 1,200 crore, can banks still afford it? I think this is where it's very important to understand how the bank is performing. And that's where I'll highlight three key points. First of all, bank is on a huge improvement journey. Their CASA, which is a low cost way of attracting deposit, is 50% of their all assets, all deposits, which is probably the best in the one of the best in the industry. I think Kotak are probably the only other bank which are operating at a better CASA rate than IDFC First Bank. Their capital adequacy ratio, which is, I mean, good result, good number is about 13%, but they are maintaining it at 15.5%. So even if they are not able to realize anything from Voda-Idea, they will remain, they've got sufficient capital to continue to run like a normal business. Their net interest margin is 5.5%, which is again an industry leading margin, and retail is 9%. So on an average, I think another number to kind of throw at share here is on an average, they're generating a cash of about 600 crore every quarter. In that context, when you look at one-off exposure of 1,200 crore in a worst case scenario, seems reasonable number. And now when you compare with all this performance number as well as their ability to afford 1200 crore exposure, you think share price going down by 25%, there is a general panic in the market around IDFC First Bank, seems like exaggerated position that the operators in the market, market players have taken on IDFC First Bank. So in my humble assessment on the bank, I feel though it's an important exposure to Voda-Idea, first of all, I believe that there will be some sort of solution which will be found out because government can't afford to take an exposure of 1.7 lakh crore debt with Voda-Idea. How will we get there? How quickly we'll get there is all something yet to be known, but it's highly unlikely that they will take the risk of this company going bankrupt. Second thing, let's assume that worst case scenario happen and Voda-Idea does go bankrupt and 1200 crore is the hit that IDFC First Bank. They are generating cash of 600 crore every quarter. They'll bounce back. They'll bounce back fairly quickly. It may take 6 months, it may take 12 months for them to kind of get back to that stock price of 60 or above, but its bank is kind of very strong, and under Mr. V. Vaidyanathan's leadership, it's becoming a very strong retail bank, and it's rapidly growing all the kind of key banking metrics. So I personally feel there is absolutely no argument that IDFC First Bank is a great investment opportunity. In fact, the price at which now it is available is a great way for you to acquire if you've not yet invested in IDFC First Bank, and we've already invested in this bank. Maybe this is an opportunity to accumulate further. So this is our assessment based on the numbers and the facts that we've shared in this video. We would look forward to hear your views on this. If you agree with our assessment, then let us know through the comments on this video. If you don't agree and you have an alternative view on our assessment on the IDFC First Bank's stock performance or future, then also please let us know through the comments, because we always like to hear from our viewers what do they think, and we could use this as an opportunity to learn what is the kind of point of view that you guys have. So I hope this video has been helpful, and it's been simple for you to kind of follow and understand. We would look forward for your comments and hopefully lots of likes on this video. Last but not least, if you've not subscribed our channel A to Z Learning as yet, there's absolutely no reason for you to be waiting any further. Please go ahead and subscribe to our channel and become part of our viewers family. Thank you so much, and thanks once again for watching our video.